Artist and the Studio podcast with your host, Andrew Jose.
Hey everybody, welcome to the inaugural episode of the Artist and the Studio podcast. Today I'm very excited to have Cari Conlin here. Cari is an incredibly talented singer-songwriter, an amazing vocalist, and also someone who I think has a really unique gift for authentic storytelling in her music. We'll get to a lot of that coming up, but for a little bit of background, Cari and I have been working recently on her album Violet Skies, which has been really fun to put together, get recorded, and now getting some of these songs out there. So before we dive into all that, Cari, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Ryan, Cari's husband, is also here.
Hello.
The lyric videos with the songs that are released out there, all of that is thanks to Ryan. So he's been here through a lot of the recording sessions, actually all of the recording sessions, I believe. And Ryan today is serving as our guest producer, so he will be doing producer things here. So anyways, thank you guys both for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having us. It's
yeah,
exciting.
It should be a fun one. Anyway, we've got some fun stuff on this episode today. We are going to be doing just a little bit of kind of background on Cari, talking about her background as a musician, some of the stuff that we've been working on lately, her album, and some of the background behind some of the tracks as well in terms of the writing process and that kind of thing. Before we dive into it though, I want to ask both of you, what have you listened to today for music?
Ooh, today. It's a good question. There was this one song that we saw on a show that was really good, and I can't think of the name. Can you think of the name? It was like really emotional. I did also
Ryan, look that up.
Ends of the Earth.
Ends of the, oh, okay.
Yeah. Good song.
That sounds familiar. I don't
really like it.
Can you sing it, either of you? So, is that it? That's all you guys? You just put that on repeat.
Well, I don't know if it's like okay to say, but I was just listening to like the demo that we have for So Cruel. It was just like playing while I was getting ready. Sometimes cool. I'll do that from time to time where I'll either listen to the songs that we already released or haven't yet, or I'll go to like voice recordings so that I can be like, okay, I need to have this song down for when I record it.
Yeah.
And so maybe that sounds like kind of like into myself to be like, I'm listening to my own music, but like, it just like, I don't know. I just really enjoy it. So
I definitely do that.
You do that too?
Yeah. What song? I'm curious because I'll go through a phase where like I'm listening to something that we're working on or that I'm working on with something else.
Yeah.
And that will be like the thing, like the creative thing that I'm working on that I am listening to over and over again by default.
Yeah.
What is that for you right now? Do you have one of those?
Like one specifically?
Yeah.
So I guess obviously today was So Cruel, but yesterday it was Home.
Yeah.
I was listening to that one a lot because I know we're going to record it soon. So I was like, yeah, really enjoying that.
I was on a big Home kick for a while.
You were?
And you haven't heard the demo. I really...
Yeah.
Well, you've heard your demo, obviously, but you haven't heard the demo in terms of like some of the production arrangements and things. I'm really liking the sound on that. I think that one's going to be really fun to record.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. I'm also really excited for lately. The one that I've been on is Lone Ranger.
Oh, no way.
We haven't even started on, but that one's going to be fun. That one and Clairvoyance are both ones that I've been working on lately, like trying to get some of the ideas for the arrangements and things and what we could do. And they're both just a lot of fun.
Good. I'm so glad because
not even music, like
unique,
musically they're fun, but like, like, I don't know, you wrote them in a fun way. So.
Thank you. I'm like really happy that you were like, let's do these, because you never know like which songs we're gonna do until like you're like, actually these are the ones.
Right.
Like I would have never guessed that Clairvoyance would have made it. I don't know, but I still really like it, but I'm just shocked in a good way. So
yeah, I really like it, and we don't know, like this is an episode before we've recorded literally anything really for
you could be like, never mind, songs. Cari. These are out.
I mean,
you can't do this.
Sometimes songs don't work out, or you're like, well, maybe let's save this for another project or something. Yeah. So that could happen, but but I really like clairvoyance is just so out there. It's so different.
Yeah, I still love what you said too, because I think I like showed it to you and you were like, I was like, yeah, here's like a really like kind of weird random song, and you were like, it is weird and random, but I like it. And I was like, okay, like I can work with that.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It was so funny.
I think that's one of the cool things about having an album as opposed to just like releasing singles is like you can have some like cool out there stuff on there, and it just makes it more interesting.
Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to sound like anyone else's song.
Right.
I think I like that.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, good choice. And I am very excited for So Cruel. That one is on the way. So, and I don't know when we're going to release this podcast. So it could be out already by the time it's released. So if you haven't listened to it and it is out, please go listen because it's pretty fun.
It is.
Nice. Ryan, anything else for you for song wise?
Oh, for songs?
Actually, one of them was like Wasting Time by B. Miles or Any Shape You Take, Indigo de Souza, just like some random. So kind of what I'll do sometimes is there's different playlists on Apple Music, and sometimes they'll have a playlist that's like new artists or new songs, and I always listen to those because I'm like,
cool,
gotta listen to those new artists and give their songs some love. And then I always discover songs that I really like that just aren't out everywhere. So
yeah, that's cool. I also do that.
Yeah.
With different, like I kind of go through phases with playlists that I'll like pull new stuff from, and it's kind of interesting how that can like shape what you're listening. Like I noticed I don't remember what playlist it was, but there was something on Spotify that I was listening to this playlist a lot to just get new music because they had a lot of new music on it, and after like a few months of it, I was like, wow, a lot of what I'm listening to like habitually now is like all stuff that's come from that.
Yes.
Which is cool, but like also maybe it's big playlist trying to
I know
brainwash me into
that's what I'm thinking. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
Big music.
Yeah, big music trying to
yes.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Very cool. I wanted to kind of just, for people who are listening that don't know much about you, kind of give us just like a little bit of like a short intro on who you are and where you come from.
Who I am and where I come from. This question is always hard for me because I'm like, how do you sum up your whole life?
Yeah.
In like a sentence.
How do you?
Yeah, I never know, but I'm just, I came from California. That's where I was born and raised. And I, at a young age, I always had a love for performing of any kind. Like I just loved it always. And no matter what happens in my life, I always get like drawn back to performing in some way, like a moth to a flame. I can't ever be away from it too long because like something brings me back. So yeah, I've just, I guess, girl from California that loves to perform and loves to create and be artistic in all the ways that you can be. Like, I just love it. So I don't know if that really explained anything at all.
Yeah.
But
what, so on the performing side, because you mentioned like the creative side, but the performing side, what is it about that kind of draws you in?
That's such a good question, honestly. Like sometimes I don't know, like it kind of started as a little kid just with like my brother. No, it was like, I don't know, how long can I be with this answer? 'Cause
as long as you want.
Okay. Just like one was playing my dad's like broken acoustic guitar and like having like my brother dance to it for some reason. Like for some reason I was like, this is a cool thing that we're doing. When you're a kid, it makes sense and you're like, and then it turned into plays for my mom that I would do with like both my brothers. And then it turned into like fourth grade wanting to put on a play that I made with a couple friends based on Garfield comics.
Oh, wait. Can we do a deep dive into this for a minute?
It's like really embarrassing.
Wait, so you guys wrote a play based on Garfield comics?
Like really bad, but I had a friend that was obsessed with Garfield, and I was like,
don't throw them.
No.
We know what really, you're the cat lover here.
I do love cats, it's true.
We know where this came from.
But she would always like do these skits, and I was like, we can make this into like a thing, like a production, like we can. I don't know, for some reason I was like, let's do this. And like I recruited another friend who knew tap dancing, and that became a part of it too. And so I asked the principal, and I was like, I want to put this show on for the fourth grade. I think it'd be really cool. And she was like, okay, like sure. And so yeah, and that's what we did. And I remember like afterwards I was like, should I be embarrassed? Like I feel like this was kind of embarrassing, but like I also was glad I did it. I don't know.
That's awesome. So it's the three of you?
Just the three of us for like all of fourth grade. And
wow.
So I don't know.
That's impressive.
Really intense. But
how long was the play, like the production?
I think it wasn't even that long. I feel like it was like 20 minutes at the most. Like it really
20
was
20 minutes
like,
is long.
Not that.
Like
I guess maybe that sounds long, but like I remember thinking it felt fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
did you guys have like a bunch of like was it really scripted or was it just kind of like improv?
It was definitely like scripted, but
so did you like spend long nights like memorizing lines for this Garfield?
Yes. It was so bad.
Nice.
And then like the tap dancing and like my friend, I specifically remember her face of like feeling embarrassed that she was up there with us tap dancing. And I was like, oh shoot. Like that was a moment of like, oh shoot, did I make a mistake? This is not good. Like and like I don't know why, but she had like tissues that she had to like throw out.
Oh man.
It was a mess. It was yeah, glitter was involved. It was just a whole thing. Like I go all out when I do stuff. I'm like, we're doing the whole thing.
Yeah. That's very nice. We should move on, but I just can't. I have to know more. So
like crying.
Do you remember the plot? Like, what was the premise of this thing?
That's a good question. That's a little bit hazy. I just know it was definitely based on like this comics of like Garfield getting into things and like things going wrong and like that was kind of the whole premise. It was supposed to be comedic.
Right.
But I think again the comedy turned into like embarrassment, like where people watch it and they feel bad for you. But they're just like smiling and nodding like
oh man.
So That's really bad.
That was not something I expected. When you said like you've had a love for performing, I did not expect the origin story to be a Garfield play
that we made up. Yeah, that was bad. Oh my goodness. Glad I did it, but it's definitely like, wow.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Well, okay. So what happened after? So that apparently didn't deter you.
Yeah, that's true.
That inspired you. It sounded like.
Yeah.
So where was it from there? Was it like, did you have a lot of opportunities to perform? Were like casting agents banging down your door?
They should have been after that play that I put on. Well, then there was like the Nutcracker where it's only like you volunteer if you want to, like you don't have to. But I was like one of the Arabian dancers. That's actually when I first got introduced to eyeliner, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. But anyway, I'm still too young to like wear it. But anyway, so I did that, and then I did a dare essay that I won. Yeah. And so I had to read it for a whole like auditorium full of like parents and everyone, and that was really cool just to like read something that I wrote, and that won. Like that was fun. I got a medal. And then going back in time for a talent show back when I was like in second grade, I sang I Like to Look for Rainbows in front of like everyone, like
I do remember
parents.
you saying,
Yeah. So like I just always, any chance I found, I would always be like, oh, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Or I'd make opportunities to do it. And like,
Right.
and then that would propel me to do drama in middle school.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah. And then I was the leads of all of those, and we would come up with skits and do these things, and sometimes we'd even sing for certain parts of it. And that's, I don't know, I feel like, again, with singing, I'd been like flirting with it throughout the years, but not like being sure if I could like.
So that was your main introduction to singing then, was doing these. And so you said you'd be able to even get the leads in these, like audition and
for both the major plays of both years.
Nice.
Yeah.
What plays, do you remember what they were?
Yeah. It was Juliet and Rapunzel. And I remember I had a blonde friend that was like, Cari always gets these. It's probably because she's like blonde. And I was like, you're blonde. Like, what?
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. Like, but it was really fun. So, and those were also supposed to be comedic. So I guess I kind of like adding comedy somewhere.
Well, I was going to ask you because you mentioned the dare thing. I imagine that wasn't very comedic.
No,
So how was that? You still enjoyed that though? Like, was that?
I did. It did feel more serious. So I felt like kind of nervous beforehand.
Yeah.
Especially because there's parents all of a sudden there.
Right.
But then afterwards, like I had parents coming up to me and being like, that's so good. Or can I have a copy of it? And I was like, a copy of it?
Wow.
Okay, sure.
That's
like,
really cool.
if you want it. So that was really fun.
That's nice. I feel like I like the comedic side of performing.
Yeah.
Like it's fun in the times I've been able to. The other side, like that's intense to me. Like that kind of atmosphere where you've got to like deliver something really serious. That's like, like I will do like fun, be in front of like 100,000 people and do something fun before I'll go in front of like 10 people and do something serious. Because that's so intimidating to me.
I am with you on that. It's a lot more fun.
But it sounds like you've handled it pretty well. So
thank you. Yeah, I still definitely would say I prefer like the more, like you said, more fun, less serious side of stuff. But yeah, I'm still glad I did it. Definitely worth it.
So fast forward a little bit, because we've talked about this a little bit before, but I don't know the whole story. So you have this kind of performance background, singing that, and some of the like writing and creative stuff as well. And then, you tell me, because I don't know if I have the timeline exactly right, but I know at some point, jumping forward, you're in Nashville. Eventually you guys move to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not in Nashville, but you're around that area a lot. And you have people that are that are your friends that are doing songwriting and things.
Yeah.
And so that I specifically remember you saying that was maybe kind of intimidating for you at first, but also kind of inspiring in terms of like bringing that into the music realm.
Because I didn't want to feel like I was like imposing, because like, you know, my musician friend has his like writers there at the trailer. We were at a trailer.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was like, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to be here. But then again, when I saw the process, and that's when I had that moment of like, yeah, I can absolutely like do this and be here, and like I totally belong. Like I just had this moment of like clarity where this door opened up. It kind of felt like everything I had done to that point kind of led me there.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just felt like this is what I should be doing, you know? But then from that point onward, it still was a long journey to get even here, but every part of the journey has been really cool and instrumental in like getting me to where I needed to be. But
that's really cool. And you wrote What Are You Gonna Do, which is the first song we released for this project as well.
It's the first one.
You wrote that pretty shortly after that experience, right? Am I right? Or had you written that already?
I think I wrote variations of like the idea, like the concept of what I wanted to write, but it only turned into song form later, like a little bit later. Yeah.
That makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah. So I love that song, but I love them all. So
yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah,
they're all pretty cool. I'm excited for people to hear the rest of them because, as of right now, as of this recording, only 2 of them are out.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when we release this, maybe more will be out. But if not, they'll be probably incoming very soon.
Yeah. Listen to those too.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
Put them on your playlist.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. It's kind of funny how stuff like that works. Like talking about like the timeline of things, just lining up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I think anytime you're really kind of like interested in something, that's kind of the process is like things just happen and I think when you're focused on that, your brain is just like more able to identify like this is something that is maybe like a little bit related to this interest that I have.
Yeah.
Or like this creative side, and you get to like build on that. Like I find all the time I'll just be talking to people or like I'll go somewhere new and I'll see something that's like, oh, this is related to this project I'm working on right now. Or this person, like, I need a banjo player and this person plays banjo.
Yeah.
Like, I probably meet banjo players all the time, but I just don't know it because I don't always need a banjo player. So it's kind of like you get in the right place, the right time.
Yeah.
And so how did it go from starting there and then like writing these songs, and were there other songs in between that you'd considered for this release? How did that work out?
Yeah. So I, wrote that song, and then I think shortly after What Are You Gonna Do, I wrote Disappearing Ghost. But as you know, at the time I didn't finish like the ending because I was like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is going to be disappeared. So I wrote that, and then I wrote a lot of just like lyrics or poems and stuff in between. And then it's kind of weird because for each song it's a little bit different, but sometimes it'll be as you know, just seeing a title of something made Violet Skies, you know, or a title of the Polaroid that you thought of, and I was like, whoa, like instant song. And same with Golden Hour. And other times if it's like more like a painful or hard experience or something, I might take a little bit on it. And I also do this thing too where I'll write lyrics and then those will come to mind when I'm writing another song, and I'll be like, oh, I want to sub in this lyric because I really like it and I just want it to be in this song.
That's nice.
I want it to be in a song. So if it fits, that's what I'll do. But yeah, I kind of felt like in a way the floodgates started to open up. And I have moments too where I'll be like, not sure what to write about, but when it flows. And it's really cool to like, I don't know. I just love it. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. It's really cool to be able to sub lyrics like that, because I think lyrics can be hard, but when you're in the zone with it, kind of, and you've just got something that flows, then that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I didn't realize Disappearing Ghost was so early on in that process, by the way. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because it's almost reverse. That's like one of the last ones it was almost an afterthought. Like, oh yeah, you had this song.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. It just kind of, it was another one of those songs that just kind of came.
Yeah.
But
I think for a lot of artists, it's almost like having a journal or something, like being able to write things out. And you've mentioned too, like being able to express things kind of in a creative form like that is maybe like cathartic or
I kind of had a thought about this, if it's okay. It might not make sense, so if it doesn't, just cut it. I'm just kidding. But I kind of thought about this is gonna sound so obscure, but like kombucha is made from like tea and sugar and something else, and so it's like those bare bone ingredients, but then it goes through like a fermentation process. And then it ends up being like good for you. Like it has a lot of healthy properties to it all of a sudden. And that's kind of how I feel with songwriting, is it's like these bare bone like experiences and lyrics that I wrote, and then I send it off to you, and like you like put it in this fermentation process, and then it comes out back to me, and it suddenly feels like it's like good for me, and like it feels healing somehow. And I'm like, wow, like this experience that was so hard suddenly feels like it was good for me in a way, and like I feel grateful all of a sudden. And like I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know if that concept or like that analogy makes sense, but like that's how I felt with music this whole process. Like it's a completely different product at the end of it from the beginning.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what about that process do you think makes it feel that way at the end?
Yeah, that's such a good question. I think it's like when you have a painful thing, it doesn't sound like, it just sounds sad if you're like, here's my sad thoughts. Mm-hmm. But then you add pretty music to it, and then you're like, oh, this is so beautiful. And like, oh my goodness, like good thing those bad things happened, because now look at this like beauty that was formed in this art. And it suddenly just like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, except that it just like heals my soul where I'm like, wow, like, yeah, honestly, I'm just so grateful every time like we turn out a song and you're like, here, this is what I put together. And I'm like, oh, my heart, I just love this. So it's just, I don't know. It's like, it's a weird process of feeling like hard experiences to like gratitude.
Yeah.
By the end of it. And it's like, yeah, it's the best feeling. It's been one of the most rewarding things I've ever been a part of. So
that's really cool. I think for most artists, especially artists that are using some of the more difficult experiences and things in their life and trying to like get something or understand something of it through the creative process.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are really seeking to have that kind of catharsis with that. So the fact that you are able to do that is really cool.
Yeah.
And it makes sense too, even on a more kind of general level, maybe less personal for me because I'm not the one obviously writing this music. It's interesting when we send it out to mixing and stuff and to get it back, it takes on a new thing as well. And it's like, oh, and it is kind of like a relief because it's like, okay, I put all this creative energy and effort into like what I'm working on with you, and then getting that over to the mixing and mastering engineer, and then them sending it back and having it be a step further removed, I think is really kind of just helpful.
Yeah.
Because you can look at it with, I think, a new lens, if that makes sense.
100%.
So,
which is, yeah, how I feel. And also I always feel really like, I hope this isn't going off topic, but I feel really like amazed that you're able to really keep with the intentions of it, like the emotions of it. You really stay true to what I like put out there, and then you like find the arrangement that really like fits those emotions. And it just makes me really happy because then I'm like, yeah, like the integrity of the song is intact, but even better now.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's a real gift, I think.
Well, I think you can go like any number of directions with a song. And you can go a bunch of different directions and have it be like a good result and like accurate to what you want to represent. And a lot of times it's just like, okay, how does it feel?
Yeah.
Does it feel like it works? But I think if you're in it enough, then you end up there regardless.
Yeah.
The music will like make sure it'll be like, no, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
And I will say too, like we've been lucky. We've had some really great session musicians that have worked on this stuff that have used their creative input. That's been really helpful. And that's been really cool. It just takes it to a whole nother level. Because as you know, when we're working on the demos, like sometimes it's like, oh, the demo's really cool. And then we get like a real drum track. And it's like, oh, this is way better.
Yeah,
it's like
true.
much, much better. So I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of fun.
Like the collaboration, I've seen how important that is, and how like you said, where it's like they're adding their talents, you're adding your talents, and then it, and I'm adding my stuff, and it just like becomes, I don't know, it's just like something is birthed, you know, like a beautiful song. But
no, it is. It's really cool. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Back in a minute. Hey everybody, this is Andrew from the podcast again. Yes, we are our own sponsor today. I wanted to just take a quick minute and talk a little bit about the Artist in the Studio. For those of you that don't know, the Artist in the Studio was created to help bands and artists record their music and have it professionally produced, mixed, mastered, and distributed, all while helping them to develop their visual and sonic identities as well as their artist narrative. And on top of that, we help artists to get the funding that they need so that they can get radio quality recordings without having to sell their car or pawn valuable family heirlooms. If you've always wanted to professionally record your music, check out theartistinthestudio.com. There you can find more information about what we do, as well as an application form where you can submit your music and start the process of bringing your vision to life. Hope to see you there. Now back to the show. All right, we are back. So let's dive into, let's just go right into kind of the process now of recording the music, since obviously you taken all of that inspiration, writing it, and but the actual process of you coming into the studio and recording it, what has surprised you the most about recording the songs?
Ooh, surprised me the most. That's a good question. Well, it's really cool just to even be a part of the process with it, just to kind of see the whole thing of it, like kind of going in, recording, hearing if that's like a good take or not, and like scratching it if it isn't. So I think it's been kind of cool to just like it. I don't know. I think it's like that surreal moment where you always see people recording and like they have the headphones on, and then actually getting to be in that position where you have the headphones on and you're like recording has just been like really cool. But I think, I don't know if this is, I think it's really cool. I don't know if surprising is the word, but just to see the layers of what you can do with like either me harmonizing with myself or you doing something to my voice. Like, I think that's been really cool where I'm like, whoa, like that adds like, I don't know. I just have really liked that part of it. Yeah,
I think it does add a new element. Like if you're used to hearing your voice kind of like solo, but then your voice kind of like, you get a feel for a new kind of texture when it blends with itself. Like Violet Skies, for example, has a lot of background, like backing vocals that aren't lyrical at all. They're just like harmony and like almost kind of chords that they're making by themselves. And that sounds really cool because it's not so forward in the mix, and it's but it's like a, I don't know, like a cloud of voice, if that makes sense.
That's been really cool. I didn't anticipate harmonizing with myself or doing those harmonies, but I love it. Like it always adds so much to the song when you have us do that. Like like Violet Skies, like it's so like I don't know, so good with it. When I play it acoustically, I'm always like, oh, I want my like backing vocal to be here. Just because it's so
And that is a thing. Like you do eventually have to kind of adapt like what you're doing in different environments, playing it live. And see like which parts of the studio recording do you want to be true to, or like kind of like take into that performance, and which do you want to like either change to something else. Sometimes I think too it's fun just to like make a live performance just different than the studio recording anyway.
That's true too.
But you're right, it is different for sure. So we've recorded and released Violet Skies and What Are You Gonna Do? And then So Cruel, we're in like advanced stages of the post-production, basically done. And then Don't You Cry is pretty well on the way, but we haven't touched it in a while. And then Golden Hour is also little bit farther behind than Don't You Cry. I think it's like a little bit, I think we only did one take of the vocal, but that's coming up as well. So there's a few cool things like in the works in this part of the process. And again, I don't know what will be done by the time this is released, but for me, it's been cool to see kind of the range stylistically when it comes to writing and the way you've written these. And then also the performing range is cool as well, because a lot of it is really, well, it all stays true to your voice, I think. And I mean, literally, like the vocal performance. I think your voice is very like, as someone who's creating something, I think it is cool to have like a pretty good identity vocally, which is something I think you have really strongly in your voice, is like, this is my voice.
Yeah,
you know,
this is me.
Yeah, which is really cool because it allows you to kind of like take that range and execute it really cohesively. For example, a song like Violet Skies compared to a song like So Cruel, they're very different, kind of like Violet Skies is very like very kind of down to earth sounding, whereas So Cruel is much more performative, kind of aggressive in some ways, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But they both sound really good. And I think obviously we haven't recorded vocals for everything, but having heard you sing the demos for things like Lone Ranger and Disappearing Ghosts and things like that, it's all really cohesive. So that's kind of cool.
Well, I do like that, even like when working with you and when you kind of add your elements to the song and things that you do, I still love that it seems unique, and like you make it unique too, where it's like, oh, cool, we're not copying someone per se, where it's not like, oh, we have to sound like this person.
Right.
It's like, no, we're making our own thing and like forging our own path. And I actually really like that.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's been really cool to do that on this project, because the sounds, not that they necessarily like don't sound like anything that's ever been recorded.
Yeah, they're so unique.
That like they're definitely unique, but like the elements that make up the songs aren't necessarily like anything crazy. Like oh, we've got drums and acoustic guitar and pedal steel. Like,
yeah,
it sounds really cool. But yeah, I mean, like those are normal everyday instruments.
Yeah.
But I think the combination of it with your writing and the way you perform it vocally, and then the way the arrangements are kind of like built to like make the most of those moments in the performance and in what's written, gives it definitely its own unique kind of sound. Because I agree, I definitely don't listen to any of it and I think like, oh, this sounds like the Beastie Boys or something.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely not the Beastie Boys. Not yet.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It'll happen.
That might be
Just
like
kidding.
your next phase.
Yeah, who knows what we'll morph into.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a really cool part of the process, is like you get to hear and see the sound come to life.
Yeah.
So that's
And
really
you've
cool.
kind of been like, oh yeah, like I don't feel like you've put a cap on the creativity. Like if I wanted to, I mean, I definitely appreciate your input. If you're like, this is too sad, let's not go this route. Like I love when you tell me stuff like that, because I'm like, oh, good to know.
Yeah.
But then I'll turn out some lyrics and I'll be like, I don't know, it might be kind of weird. And you're like, no, this is good. And I'm
Right.
like, okay. So I feel like you don't put like a major cap on the creativity at all. Like where you're just like, you know, like write it. And then I feel free to like write. But again, with taking into consideration like any guidance or things that you add, which I really love, because I never want it to just be like, I don't know, where it's like, oh, it just has to be exactly how I wrote it. Like if there's input, I'm always down for input. So
Yeah. Well, and I think some people, I think, take the approach of, this is a genre, this is a song, this is how we're going to write it. And if it doesn't fit that, then we're going to change it a lot, which I've never liked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it when producers are like, we have to change this so that it sounds more like a classic country song, or it has to be more radio friendly. For me, it's about like, it has to match the song as best it can. So when I'm
Yeah.
giving feedback, that's usually like as much as I can. I use that as like kind of my guidance. Like, does this lyric or this like vocal melody or does this instrument, like, does it communicate what you as the artist are trying to communicate? I try to understand that the best that I can so that I can kind of like use that. But sometimes at the end of the day, you're the artist. So sometimes you know things about the direction and the inspiration of the song that I don't. But yeah, I do think I'm much more of a fan of like, just do what you want to do creatively. Like that's the whole point of this is like reach your creative, like, I don't know, like your potential creatively, like, like see how far you can stretch that and see what new ideas and things you can do. And like how deeply into this idea you can be, and while obviously like being authentic to who you are as an artist. And you, I think you find out more about who you are as an artist doing that anyway.
Yeah.
In this process, what have you learned about yourself, whether as a vocalist or just like creatively? Are there things that have there been things that have changed about the way you approach things or the way you see things artistically?
Yeah, goodness. I feel like there's been a lot of growth in general. Like it's hard to trying to think. Actually, yeah, I feel like I can get really like wordy with my songs, as we know, where it's like, okay, we're not writing an essay here. But for some reason I am. So I think it's been kind of cool to learn more, like even just from things that you'll say of like structure, like, okay, let's have it structured like a little bit better, put this here, put that there. And so now when I write, I try to be a lot more mindful of structure and not just like word vomiting like my every thought. And so at least I hope that translates on the more recent songs that I've sent to you, but like I have tried to be more mindful of it. And like, again, so I feel like structurally, I feel like I've definitely grown. And then singing wise, just because I believe in like, oh, like I always just want to be better than I was before. Like that's always been my goal in life, where I'm like, I'm racing against me. And so when we first put out What Are You Gonna Do, like I knew how to sing, but at the same time I was like, I think I need to know a lot more about singing, and like I need to learn my instrument, and I just need to like really get into this, because we're diving in. We're doing an album. Like this isn't just like for funsies, like some school project. So then I started doing receiving coaching from, my vocal coach, and then that I've grown in that way too, where I'm like, okay, this is how you use your body, this is how you inflect, this is how you like enunciate. And so in those ways, at least I'm hoping that I'm growing, but that's been my goal throughout the process, is to be better and to take any feedback that you say, that my voice coach says, and just like really use it to become better. So well, and I noticed that in just the way that you approach things too. And this is part of like even just getting used to the process of recording, which is a whole thing. It's kind of a foreign language you have to learn. But it's definitely, I think, for both of us, me too, because I kind of get to know like how you approach things performance wise. But it definitely seems to come easier now. Yeah. And again, on my side as well, because I'm like, okay, I know these are the places where like it's going to be best for us to divide the song this way, or like this is the area where we can really like do something fun with the vocal and like really kind of stretch things. Yeah. So I like that part of the process too, because you get really kind of comfortable in like, okay, this is where this can go, and like this is how it I'm sure vocally too, like you don't just sing these songs all day, every day. Yeah, so I'm sure that. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I mean, if you do, props to you for being so focused. I could not focus that much on anything ever. All right. Well, that is
pretty much the podcast. We've been here for, I don't know how long, a long time. So we're going to end it. Before we do, where can people find you if they want to follow you online, or do you want to remain completely anonymous to the world?
I want to be anonymous. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Start hacking into computers.
Yeah.
Probably just on Instagram at Cari Conlin.
Nice.
So.
At Cari Conlin, all one.
Yes.
Name.
And definitely on all your streaming platforms. So
Yes.
Just under Cari Conlin.
Sweet.
But yeah.
Yes. Listen to the music.
You'll love it.
My camera died.
Nice.
Oh, sorry. I almost forgot.
Yes.
And the Artist in the Studio Instagram.
Oh, yes.
Check that out.
Yes, we will have stuff there. Maybe some clips from this podcast.
Yeah.
If they're good enough.
They make the cut.
They make the cut.
So.
No, well, thank you guys for coming out. Do this again sometime.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, for everyone else, we will see you next time. Enjoy your life.
Thanks for listening to the Artist and the Studio podcast. For more, follow the Artist and the Studio at the Artist and the Studio on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts, or at theartistandthestudio.com.